Hello, it's John Heaton, and today I'm going to talk about the 3 recently released McCartney tracks from his upcoming album Egypt Station. I was going to wait for the album, but I thought I'd give you my views, and I've read a few of you have posted stuff out there, and I thought I'd wait a few days to see if I'd change my mind, but I didn't. I'm going to start off with the best of the 3, which is a ballad called I Don't Know. Nice piano-based ballad, nice chord changes, nice bass lines from Paul, and quite interesting lyrics, quite well sung. And if this was the only teaser for the album, I'd be cautiously optimistic about Egypt Station. But unfortunately the other 2 are less impressive. Let's come to the second track, Come On To Me, which I first heard on the Carpool Karaoke with James Corden recently. He performed it in a Liverpool pub. It's catchy, it's got a chugging guitar at the beginning, and it's reasonably strong melodically, if a bit commercial. But what he's talking about, if I come on to you, would you come on to me, struck me as a strange subject matter for Paul, for someone of his age, 76, and happily married. Why is he singing a song like that, which you would more associate with an 18 or 21-year-old? He's entitled to do that, of course, and it's a free world, but I was a little bit disappointed that was what he chose to sing about. But yeah, it wasn't a complete disaster, and it didn't really prepare me for the third track, which is FuHu, F-U-H-U, which, if push comes to shove, could be, if not the worst, one of the worst songs that Paul's ever done. Since the Beatles, or in the Beatles. Just a terrible song. And I've been defending McCartney's so-called weaker albums over the years for decades, but I can't find a good word really to say about this. He's trying to disguise it. The official lyrics of the chorus is I just want it for you, but the way he sings it is it's quite obviously I just want to fuck you. And why someone of Paul's age and I don't know, this time of his life, why he chooses to sing a song like that, I have no idea. And I was going to say it was offensive, but it's not really offensive, it's just disappointing. I felt sad when I listened to it. And I read an interview, the producer was asking him, what are you trying to achieve with this, Paul? And Paul said, a hit? And then the producer said, yeah, you're talking my language, and they went and recorded it, and they obviously had a laugh together, and some kind of mutual admiration society going there, because they probably thought it was a good idea to release it. I can't help thinking if Linda was still around, she wouldn't have stood for it. It's a terrible song. It's obvious, it's cheap, and if this is what it takes for him to have a hit, then is there any level to which he won't stoop? And by the way, I don't think he will have a hit with it anyway. I suppose we could have seen this coming a little bit. Signs of Paul kind of catering to the modern audience in recent years with Hope to the Future, that internet game song he did, which was quite innocuous really, but it was done for that generation of people who play those games and stuff. And there have been other examples over the years, more successful, of Paul adopting modern sounds and modern production techniques. McCartney 2 springs to mind, and also an album called Electric Arguments from 2008, which I was listening to the other day, and I'm going to do a separate review on that, because I think that's an example of where Paul adopts modern techniques and comes away with credit, and I'm going to be looking at that album on my next video. But I was just thinking, some of the other songs, if we were to pick, I don't know, our least favourite McCartney songs, or what are commonly known out there as Paul's weakest songs. Let me just take a few examples and I'll compare them to FuHu, and I'll say what I think is better about those songs versus FuHu. We All Stand Together, the frog chorus, is universally disparaged by so-called good music people who think it's just a piece of rubbish. But it was written as a children's song, and if you take it in the spirit in which it's intended, which is perfectly reasonable medium for Paul to be involved in, it went along with the animated cartoon. It was very successful on video-wise, film-wise, sales-wise, commercially and critically a success, that Rupert film, and a great trailer for the Broad Street movie. Unfortunately, the Broad Street wasn't such a success, but We All Stand Together is got several redeeming features in it, for me anyway. Another song, say a track called Bip Bop from Wildlife, was always slammed for having very simple rubbish lyrics, but even if one accepts that, the melody is charming, and it's a beautiful, looking at it with hindsight, it's a beautiful acoustic number from Paul with plenty of charm and plenty of melody. The Beatles song, which is people love to hate, Maxwell Silver Hammer, even if one accepts the lyrics are a bit forced or not that memorable, the tune is just utterly infectious, and again, strong redeeming features. Even a track called English Tea, which I happen to loathe because I think the lyrics are annoying as hell, even that has a charming melody. So my point is, with FuHu, I can't see any redeeming features. If this is the level that Paul has to stoop to try and have a hit, then is there any level to which he won't stoop? I was embarrassed by it. I felt sad. And I'm not really looking forward to the new album, if I'm honest, on the basis of that track. If the album has more songs like I Don't Know, then it'll be okay. As I say, it's a bit of a disaster for me, and you won't hear me say that often about Paul's songs, but there we go. Thank you for watching. See you next time.